Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm on my way to a night job. I set it up myself. I was at a store earlier today. Call for a blue fluid leaking from ceiling onto light fixture. So I took a look at it and determined it was glycol leaking from above the ceiling tile on the sales floor. So I couldn't work on the sales floor during the daytime. It was just too busy, so I had to use a scissor lift. So I ended up scheduling it for tonight. So I'm headed back there right now, and I'm gonna bring you guys into it and check it out. All right, there's my little lift. I'm gonna go above the ceiling tile. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, and this one out, and then go above the ceiling tile. This is where my glycol was being caught from there. So, all right, let's go up there, take a look. All right, I'm above the ceiling. That's my scissor lift all the way down. So there's my bucket down there. There's my leak coming from right here. Looks like that's one of them air breathers. That one's good. That one's leaking. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably cut it right here and see how it looks. That's what's causing my glycol leak right now. That's a whole new story. Never seen one of those. So I'm gonna open it up and take a look. Alright guys, so I took this off. It's just insulation. And it is what I thought it was. It's a George Fisher air bleed. So it's on the highest point, and it looks like there's one per run, the return and the supply, whichever one is what. They're not marked up here, so, but they have bleeder valves up on top on that run too. It looks like somebody shut that one off and just left it off instead of it dripping. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order one of these, replace it, because it looks like it's just plain and simple. Got a little ball valve right here. You can easily just replace that, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna shut it off for now, so stop leaking. I'll return tomorrow, add some glycol into the system. At the same time, order this new valve. Hopefully we can have it locally and get it back the way it's supposed to be. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get down from here. A little spooky up here. Alright, again, this is a grocery store glycol medium temp loop system. So I'll show you that when I add glycol in, how I add it in, all that 9 yards. Okay guys, see you tomorrow. Alright guys, it's day 2 on this grocery store glycol system. I picked up the glycol, headed over there right now. That's my view. I'll be going up that way. So, see you at the store. Alright guys, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I started without you guys. So I'm here at the store. These are my racks on the roof. You got my B rack, which is this one here. That's the one I'm working on. That's glycol in there. And then you got my A rack. That's my CO2 rack right there. They have liquid CO2 running the frozen food cases. Glycol is running half of the medium temp cases. And my rack C is running the other half of my medium temp cases. That's also glycol. But right now we're going to be on B. And again, like I said, I kind of started without you guys. And what I did was I hauled up 2 glycol buckets up here. And what I did was I hooked up my pump. That's the pump I'm using. Pump my glycol from my bucket. I use this hose and I put it in my reservoir on top. Right there. I don't know if you can see that. So I already filled it up where I needed it. And to top it off, I already added the glycol into the system, which kind of sucks for you guys, but that's what I did. So let me just show you what I did real quick, kind of go over it. So this line right here is coming from the reservoir where it holds all my glycol. It comes down under here and it goes right here. There's a, I don't know if you can see it right here. That's a ball valve right there. So right now it's usually closed. And this line, it goes straight into my pump. This is my pump right here. So this pump has to be running in order to pump the glycol into the system. And so what you do is you open up that ball valve all the way open. And if you have a positive pressure on your glycol loop, you won't be able to suck in the glycol because there's a positive pressure in here. So you can't suck that glycol in there. So you have to create a negative pressure. And the way to create a negative pressure is that you have to use this butterfly valve. And you have to throttle it down and you'll fill it with your hand and it'll start creating a negative pressure. And then my glycol, you can see the glycol starting to drop from there. And then that's how you add glycol into the loop. So real quick, that's what happened there. And then I'll go to my controller and I'll show you what my inlet and outlet pressure will look like. Alright, so I'm here at my controller. It's a Novar controller. And this is the Opus system. So right now I go to my overview. And right here it says inlet pump inlet pressure, 16 psi. That's around where you want to be. You can go a little higher, but you don't want to go more than 20 psi. And your outlet pressure, again, that's around where you want to be, so you get a differential of 24. So when I add glycol in, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my inlet pressure first. So when I got here, after I shut that vent off, I was in the negative. I was negative 17 or no, negative 2. That's what I was at, negative 2. I had a differential of negative 17, so it was all good. So that's when I started adding my glycol in. I added 5 gallons of glycol into the system. And 5 gallons brought it up here. And then I added the other 5 gallons to my reservoir. I call it a reservoir, but I'm sure it's called another name, but I can't think of it at this moment. So yeah, that's what I do. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm just going to watch it as it circulates. See if I need any more glycol, see if my glycol comes down, because remember, I'm adding more glycol. There may be some trapped air in there that may be burping out. And another thing, this is up here on the rack, this is our highest point. This is considered our highest point. So they have a main air separator right here. So that air separator is right here. It just burps it out all the way out into here. I don't know if you can see that, but the tube goes right here and it goes inside. And it just spits it out. All the air just gets spit out of there. So these 2 loops right here, they're coming from the bottom of the store, from the cases, and they're coming this way. So they're carrying, if there's any air, they're carrying it in here. Comes in here first, releases the air out, and then sends the solid glycol this way into the pumps, back out of the header, comes around, and they go straight into my chillers. I have 4 compressors here, And there's one compressor per chiller at this store. Other stores are set up a little different, but this particular store has one chiller per compressor. So that's my chiller right there. So I got my glycol going in, and it comes back out. And it recirculates it. So there's 4 of them. There's number 2 right here, and they're running Bitzer compressors as well. And then, okay, my bad, there's only 3. So there's only 3 chillers here. So that's all it needs is 3. The other rack, I believe, rack C and Charlie has 4. It would be right here. That's on our other rack I showed you. So that's where we're at. We're still holding at 17. I'm just going to watch it a while. And then I'm still going to continue this video once we fix the vent. So let me sit here a while and check everything out, and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright, you guys. It's been around close to an hour now. It's been around the same. It did drop like 1 PSI. But now we're doing great. My outlet pressure is 45. I'm still maintaining a 23 to 24 pressure differential. And my inlet is fluctuating between 16 to 18 PSI. So overall, we're doing good on 5 gallons that we added in of glycol. And by the way, this glycol was already pre-mixed. I already bought it from the supply house, already pre-mixed, so it's all good. So again, that is it. I will continue this video when we get the parts in for the overhead. Alright guys, see you when the parts come. Before I leave, I just want to go do a quick overview of the pump system they have here. This is the other side. We got pump 1, and then we got pump 2. And then, again, we got our glycol right there. We got our expansion tank right there. We got our 2 pumps. Pump 2, pump 1. Only one pump is supposed to be running at once. They alternate. I believe it's like every 24 hours. They will alternate, or every 72. However the program is set up, they alternate. So right now pump 2 is running, and then it'll be pump 1 after that is done. So let me open this up. There we go. Okay, so here's the inner workings of it. Got your phase monitor right here, your motor saver. So that is wired normally closed. So when the power is put onto this motor saver, this contact opens, which will run everything. The way they have it in, it's wired normally closed, so that's how it fails. It fails normally closed. So, anyways, next thing we got is the breakers for the pumps, and we got the contactors for the pumps. This one is running. This is our pump 2. You can see it's engaged right there. This is disengaged. So then you got your current relays, or your that sense the current in here. That lets the controller know that these pumps are running. What else we got? We got the fuses here. There's 3 fuses. You got your boards here, your Novar RO boards. All these are your RO relays. This is all Novar setup, and these are your input boards for the Novar setup. So this is only for the pump. So there's not too much going on here, and that is it for the pump station. There's pretty much nothing to it on these things. All you got to do is remember 1 pump at a time. 2 pumps. That means something's going wrong, either your low pressure, which is causing 2 pumps to come on, or no pumps to come on at all. So it all depends on what status it's in. So that is it. Again, we'll see when those parts come in. Alright, here we are back, and we got the parts. see if I can zoom in on that. George Fisher parts, and they are, it's like an air ventilator for the glycol system. I'm just gonna go ahead and unscrew it and put it in, and this goes on the highest point of the glycol loop. So let's go ahead and install it. Getting close. That's what you call a tight fit. Okay. Alright, almost there. Let me make sure I got all my surroundings clear. Had to do this during the day, so it's kind of busy. I have a spotter down there. Here we go. Just gotta make sure I don't get caught up on anything else.
You make a wrong move, I'll shut you down.
Okay, I'm clear there. Okay, there's my valve. Got my new valve here. This one's a little different, so I'm gonna have to just unscrew the top off. Right there. So this is basically, I'm gonna unscrew this and then install it, the new one. So I'm just gonna leave this piece on and then unscrew this entire piece right here and then seal it back up because that is glued on. Alright, here we go. Fortunately, I need two hands, so come back on when it's complete. This is a new one. So, looks the same. Should fit. Alright. I put it on, the valve's open, a little bit leaked out. That's it. It was just a little squirt enough just to mess this thing up, so I'm just drying it off. Get it in there. And then I'm gonna do the one over there at the far end. I don't have anything. That one right there. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but it's all good. I gotta put the insulation back on so it won't sweat. There we go. That won't work. And I'll put some foam tape around that. I gotta figure out how to get over there. Let you know. I'll let you know. Okay, that is not gonna happen today. Or I gotta figure out a different way to get over there because I cannot reach it without killing myself. So that's the way I found it. That might be the way I'm gonna leave it. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it from here. I got all this pipe in the way, and it's right there. So we'll see how that works out. That's not gonna happen over there. Nope. There's no way. Even if I go right there, nope. Got wires going across. Right there. Well, hate to say it, but I'm leaving it. Didn't want to, but I have to. Alright guys, that is it for the day. I gotta grab that back. Use it as a spare. So, alright guys, that's it. I'm gonna try to maneuver out of here. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next service call.